Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. We are so sorry. We really do apologize for these technical issues. We should be good to go now, but it seemed like we had a pretty bad lobby there when we were trying to get going for the race. This time around, we've got all 20 drivers back in the lobby very quickly. Myself and Broomhander are all back in here as well, and I hope most of our viewers will be able to rejoin this new stream as soon as possible. But if you're already watching, thank you guys so much, and we are very sorry for that little interruption. But I do see people coming back into this stream, so that's really good. Broom, tell us a little bit more about this track and your experience of driving here last night.
Oh yeah, let's quickly talk about this track for a second. The Hungarian, a very interesting circuit. It's a very complex circuit. It's nicknamed one of the circuits that's, I think it's talked around the motorsport community as one of the circuits that you can't overtake very often, as there's only one pit straight that you can really overtake on, and that of course is the pit straight, like I mentioned. And so that's the only place where you can really make an overtake. The rest of the track is pretty much just following around the other car. But then again, if you're brave enough, you can go side by side. I love this track. It's probably one of my favorite tracks in the game. A lot of people don't like it, and I think the reason why they don't like it is because it's so technical and it's so challenging to get completely right, because there's so many corners that you can't get. I just like how it kind of forces you into this position where you're kind of just like following the corners, following the lines through the corners. And yeah, I just love this circuit. But yeah, last night, for driving this circuit wheel to wheel with the silver class drivers, oh my goodness, that was one of the best experiences I've ever had. And take this into account, viewers that are watching for the golden class race, because when I on the medium tires, that was one of the best experiences I've ever had with tires. I literally was on fire when it came to just catching people, and I feel like I was one with the car, and that's something that I don't get, and something that a lot of drivers, I do believe, don't get that often, where you're just completely one with the car when it comes to racing. So I expect a lot of drivers from the golden class today. I think that they'll be able to do the same if they pit onto the right compound at the right time to be able to possibly get a good result here today. I mean, I did, so hopefully drivers here in golden class will be able to do the same.
Absolutely, and we are now finally starting to get through the loading screen here, so we can get back to this round 4 of Golden Class here in Season 11 in Trinity Competitive Racing. If you guys are watching, thank you guys so much for rejoining our new stream, and we do apologize once again for the little interruption that we had. But now that we're back on, quick little mention of our affiliate sponsor, Fanatec. If you guys are looking to get yourself some racing gear, check out the description of this video, and you'll find a link in there, and that link can bring you to the Fanatec website where you can pick out some equipment, and by using that link you'll be supporting the league as well, so it's sort of a win-win for everyone. I really hope you guys are able to support the league through that way. Other than that, there's also a link in there for the TCR shop, where we've got a little bit of TCR merchandise. We're starting up with stickers. There's a few different sticker packages. They're only a few dollars, but again, they really help out the league, so check them out as well, and hopefully you'll get yourself a few stickers to stick to your bike, your car, your racing rig, whatever you want. Other than that, you'll be supporting all the drivers in all of the classes of TCR, so again, it's a really big support, so check the description out and you'll find all of that in there. Let's get ready here for this Hungaroring. We're going to be on dry conditions, which were supposed to be predicted for most of the race. So we're going to be locking in dry conditions for this second start. Hopefully we're not going to have any more issues with the driver connections here. We're still getting ready with strategy and everything else like that. I don't see the clock running down just yet, but I'm sure it will start in just a moment here. Hopefully we don't have any more issues. That would be really upsetting if we have to restart with another lobby, but I'm hoping that we can get through this one. There we go. The timer is going on, and we should be good with this one. Broom, now is a good time to get some predictions in the door. So just to give you a quick rundown of the last couple of rounds here. So QVR Packer won in Monaco, and then we had Perry the Dog win in France. and QVR Packer winning in Monaco. So those are the last three winners of the first three rounds. Considering that, who do you think is going to be on the podium here tonight?
Well, it's going to be interesting. Of course, like you mentioned, QVR Packer and Perry the Dog have taken wins at certain tracks. I think they have probably one of the best chances of winning. But then again, we have some other drivers out there that can really put on an amazing show. And I think you mentioned that QVR Packer won in, what was the first race? Bahrain. And then Perry the Dog won. And then QVR Packer won in Monaco. Now, it'd be only logical that Perry the Dog would win in Hungary to continue that pattern. But then again, I mean, I see Snipperpig possibly winning this Grand Prix. I mean, he showed some pace in Monaco, and if it wasn't for that incident, I think he probably could have won that race. So, is it possible he can win from pole? I think it's very possible. What he has right now, the medium compound tires, I think he could really go for that ultimate strategy. But it will be very interesting to see how it works out. And yeah, just excited to see how that works out. But yeah, there's some other drivers as well that could put on some amazing performances. I've seen Chargers come through the field. I mean, Bats Plus, amazing driver as well, Breezy as well, F1 racer, anyone you can think of. I bet every single one of these drivers could have a chance of possibly getting a good result here today. But yeah, just excited for the race. Let's see how it gets underway. And something before I hand it over to you, Blinn. Gold Raider has switched to the soft compound tire, so he's opted to go for that soft strategy, which is very interesting. So Prudent won't be the only one on the soft compound at the start of the race, and so hopefully that works out for both drivers. And yeah, just can't wait to get this race underway.
All right, let's get ready to get going here. Before we went off air there, I was trying to mention all of the standings of the constructors. I think I got through to about 7th place there. So in 8th, we've got the Ferraris of Dre Diggy and Jones with 8 points. We also have the Racing Point of Drismic and X Breezy with 1 point in 9th. And same TJ and McLaren P1, unfortunately, have not scored any points just yet in their AlphaTauris. So they're at the back of the grid. The predicted pit strategies are saying 1 stop from medium to hard, or a 2 stop from a soft to 2 sets of mediums. Which Broomhandle was saying, you know, we're absolutely feeling incredible last night. And I gotta agree, the mediums were great, but then the hards, not so much. So maybe that 2-stop might be a better strategy, but then again, we don't know what's gonna happen at the start or at any other point. There could be an incident and the race could get flipped upside down. Let's go on board here with Chargers in 4th place so we can get a good view of the front 2 lines here. We've got 3, 4, 5 lights on the board. The lights go out very, very quickly, and it looks like Snipperpig wasn't really ready for that. Perry the Dog is pulling away. QVR Packer is going for a move down into turn 1. X Breezy is overtaking Chargers into turn 1 as well. As they go down, we see a lot of cars going side by side through there. No major incidents. I did see a couple of flying around though, so there might have been a couple of touches. F1 Racer right now in 6th place. That's Plus and RNS Silent are both battling through turn 3 and 4. Oh, and now Prudent is coming up the inside of F1 Racer as they come into the next turn, into the next left-hander. It looks like Silent went really wide through that corner. We're going to switch a little bit forward here to see what's going on with Silent. And in front of him, he's got JX Gaming and Prudent behind on that soft tire. He's only 1 out of 2 people that started on that soft. Broom, did you see anything on the start?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing, is JSW Gaming in the wall, and he's out of the Grand Prix, the Renault driver, out of the race, and that's a full course safety car that has been called out on lap 1. Absolute scenes here today at the TCR Golden Class race. But yeah, now that we're in this safety car, I guess it is a good time to talk about what happened at that start of the Grand Prix. I think the biggest thing that did happen was Snipperpig had I think he caught late on that safety, or the start of the Grand Prix, down to 3rd place, did not have the best start, and Perry the Dog leads the way, but Snipperpig has just overtaken. Oh no, that's a glitch. I'm so confused with these glitches. They keep coming in, but Snipper Pig has just overtaken Perry the Dog, but it's not actually that. It's just the game doing that. So it is Perry the Dog in P1, KBR Packer P2, and then Snipper Pig in P3. So that, I think, was the biggest thing that did happen. Someone else that did not have the best start was F1 Racer, down to P17 because he has now pit, but he was down to P10. I think that contact that I think you did mention there was some contact at the first couple of corners there. And I think the reason why, or the driver that had that contact was F1 Racer, because he was down to P9 or P10. And then also another driver to mention is F1 Racer's teammate, Prudent, and Gold Raider as well. Them on the softs, they are flying on those soft compound tires, so I expect them to be top 5 by the end of the safety car, to be honest.
So looking at the position changes there, Perry and QPR Packer both gained right off the start after Snipper Pig was on pole position, but unfortunately lost those 2 positions right at the start there. Chargers, X-Breezy, and Bats Plus are still exactly where they were, and then Silent, Prudent, and Bam Bam have gained a few positions each. We also have Golden Raider, Dre Diggy, You Having a Giggle, and Same TJ moving up quite a few positions. And as you mentioned, Broom, F1 Racer 10 positions down, had to pit, had to change his front wing. Drizmic and McLaren P1 also went for the pits and also changed their front wings. So a little bit of damage at the start. There was no major incidents, of course, with the exception of JXW Gaming losing it on the exit of turn 3. Maybe he touched the curb there or something, and he just completely went into the wall. So he is our first DNF. We did start with a full grid here tonight with 20 drivers. Absolutely incredible to see that. And now we are down to 19, but we are under the safety car on lap 3 of 35. So as we mentioned, this track does bring out some incidents, especially towards the start of the race. And then I always notice that there's a second sort of escalation point whenever everybody makes their last pit stops, and then, you know, somebody has to overtake, somebody has to try and keep their position. It gets a little bit messy from there on. So that might be the case here tonight as well. It's still very, very early in this race, only lap 3 as I mentioned. We still got 32 laps to go, but the safety car right now is leading us on this track in Hungaroring for round 4 of TCR season 11 in the Golden class. It is a very interesting track, and, you know, as you mentioned, where can you overtake? And a lot of drivers around here definitely try to make their own overtaking positions and spots. So I think that's going to be another decider here as well. Is anybody going to go for a launch or a late dive bomb somewhere? That might change the race, but we'll have to wait and see for that. Broom, other than, you know, Perry or QVR Packer, did you see anybody else really that might have gotten himself into a better position? You did mention Prudent and Golden Raider on those soft tires. Do you think, or there we go, safety's coming in on this lap, but I was going to say, do you think at the restart that might play a role?
Sorry, what did you say at the end there?
Yeah, do you think it's going to play a role at the restart, the different tire compounds?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Prudent right now, particularly, I'm riding aboard with him on the safety car restart, because he's going to be still on fire with those softs, because those softs are much more grippier, and so they're going to be he's going to be overtaking Silent, Bats Plus, but we'll know just about now. But it looks like a few drivers are trying to they're kind of just moving back and forth. It looks like Bats Plus just got a better exit off of there. But going down into turn 1, Perry leads us away. Packer P2 and Snipper Pig trying to make a look, but it doesn't look like he's going for it. Silent down the inside on the racing point. It looks like Bats Plus has moved down in position. Silent has made the move and has got up to P5. What a great restart for him. Bam Bam and Prudent are going side by side, it looks like. And Bats Plus trying to get involved in this action. And Silent is now over the back of Chargers now. And then we got Breezy as well. This is an incredible battle for the top positions here as Bats and Breezy are going side by side through turn 4, but Bats goes super wide.
Oh my goodness, yeah, it's very close racing through there. Definitely exciting right now on the restart on lap 4. And also RAS Silent making up a couple of positions, and now right on the back of Chargers. So this is one person that might really start pushing here. It looks like Dre Diggy has had an incident on the exit of turn 5, and he has spun around, caused a yellow flag, but he's now back on track. So he should be okay for the rest of it, but he's down to 19th place. And yeah, this was a very, very hectic restart. Prudent has gained another position. He's up to 8th place right now on that soft tire, and he's looking right at Bats Plus and X Breezy. Oh, and it looks like Silent. Yeah, Silent just went super wide, and Bats Plus has just spun around on the exit of the last corner, and he's got damage.
Oh, no.
He's on the outside wall. He's out. He's DNF'd out of this race, so we've got another DNF right after the restart from a safety car from another crash, and that's it for Bats Plus and the Mercedes. He is out of it, and we're down to 18 runners.
I think TCR Jones is also involved in that. Somehow he got involved. I didn't see him in that pack, but Bats looked like he spun. And then I think TCR Jones may have hit him, as TCR Jones is having a major glitch as he's going through the ground. Not sure what's going on there. But, yeah, Bats Plus out of the Grand Prix. That is super unfortunate to see, as he was looking really good. But it looks like McLaren P1 is trying to get past F1 Racer for P13. Battles at the back there. And then we also got Bam Bam, Prudent, and Gold Raider all over this little battle for P7. As Prudent goes super wide, that invites Gold Raider around the outside. He makes the move. The Haas driver is up to P8. Great move by Gold Raider there. He gets past Prudent. Prudent might have a little bit of damage from that collision with Bats Plus, but I don't believe, as I look at it now, it doesn't look like he does have damage. But yeah, still a little shocked over that incident with Bats Plus. I think he just maybe he got a little caught up with Silent spin there, or Silent almost spin there.
Yeah, I think he might have been paying attention to Silent a little bit too much, and then as he was coming out of the corner, he had to sort of modulate his throttle pedal, and he just got a little bit wrong and lost the car. As now Same TJ is making a move on F1 Racer, and it looks like, no, sorry, F1 Racer was making a move on Same TJ, and Same TJ gets hit from behind. I think it was by Drizmic, and he loses a couple of positions, and he's now down to 14th place. So that is not going to be a good one there, and I'm sure Same TJ is not going to be happy, so that might be an incident that might get reviewed. Now, Silent, after that little bit of a moment that he had, he's still in 6th place. He's still within a second of X Breezy as well, and he's still in this one, but I'm really not sure how Bats Plus lost it. Really unfortunate there. We were just watching it on screen with him, and it looks like he was gonna save it for a second, but then the car just completely snapped on him. So back to this race though. Gold Raider in 8th place on that soft tire. He's catching up to Bam Bam right now. That is a battle for 7th place at the moment on lap 7 here, so still very, very early on in this race. And there's still anything could happen, really.
And something that just happened was Drizmic just spun at, I believe, the end of Sector 2, that was, if I'm not mistaken. And, yeah, had a little incident there. A lot of drivers spinning at that sections of the track because it's very difficult. But like you said, anything can happen in the Grand Prix. We're just waiting to see what is going to happen. F1 Racer and Unhaving to Google are having a nice little battle here for P11. Looks like F1 Racer did get ahead, though, so good move by him. Up at the front, like you mentioned, our closest battle has to be Gold Raider versus Bam Bam. But up at the front in P3, P4, the top 3 are just separated by just a second each. So great to see a little battle for first, second, and third position.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see if Snifferpick can make his way back up to the front throughout this race, because it would be 2 races now where he qualifies on pole and doesn't win. I think it's in him. I think he definitely has it. Whatever it takes to get a win, and Hungary could be the place where he can get that first one, because again, it's so unpredictable. Anything could happen. It does bring out some incidents. We've already seen a couple of them, so we could possibly have more of them coming up. And right now, QBR Packer was just about 3/10 behind Perry the Dog on the previous lap, but just lost a little bit of time on lap 7. And now as they go on to lap 8, Snifferpick is starting to put on more and more pressure. Behind them, we've got a little battle between RAS Silent and X Breezy that is still going on there. And Gold Raider and Bam Bam, those two are still following each other very, very closely as well.
Yeah, great to see it going on right here. It's a nice little battle. I think it's just going to play out very nice, but we'll have to wait and see how that works out for these guys. I think it's just a matter of time to see who overtakes who and who gets ahead, of course, to see who will be able to come out on top with this little battle. But we'll have to see how that works out. Someone else I quickly want to mention is Chargers, who's losing a little bit of pace to the drivers up ahead, but I think now he's going to start catching up to Snipper Pig. But it looks like that's a Williams. I think that was Prudent. Yep, that's Prudent going very slowly there. And what has happened to the Williams driver? Oh, he's got damage. That's why he's got major damage on the front right, I do believe. Front right wing, I do believe. And so he's going to have to pit. That is absolutely not good because he was on those softs that were lasting quite a bit, but I'm assuming he's going to pit this lap. Yep, he is coming into the pit lane, and he's going to probably pit for the medium compound, unless he goes for the hards, but I don't think those can make it to the end.
And we were watching as Golderator had DRS and was using all of his DRS, and I mean all of it. He was down to 2% as they were coming into turn 1, but he still could not overtake Bam Bam, and still 0.3 of a second behind him in 8th place. In front of them too, it is RAS Silent and X Breezy, still about the same gap there, about half a second. Not too much happening as X Breezy actually runs over the curb of turn 7 and almost loses the back end of the car. Had to quickly catch it there. Good job from X Breezy for recovering back to the track there. Really well done. But now Bam Bam and RAS Silent, they're both starting to have a little bit of, maybe it's just understeer from their setup, but maybe it is the tires. We're only on lap 9 though, and this medium should be okay for a few more laps. Chargers is starting to slow down a little bit as well, losing time through the last couple of corners, and X Breezy is now thinking about starting to make a move on him as well.
I think it literally is the setup, because I remember running a very terrible setup for around here. And I just had so much understeer through the corners, and I think that's sort of what's going on with Chargers and maybe Bam Bam and the other Alfa Romeo of Silent. That could be the case, but I'm not completely sure. But it looks like it's set up. I mean, I don't think it's tires, because like you mentioned, we're only on lap 9. These mediums should be completely fine at this point. So yeah, I think it might be just a setup at this point. But it looks like X Breezy is all over the back of Chargers. And, yeah, he's got 40% ERS, and Chargers is 18. I think X Breezy might have the best chance of getting ahead. And then RAR Silent, sorry, in the Alfa Romeo, he's got a lot of ERS as well, so it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. But it looks like Chargers is getting a lot of time through the end of Sector 2 and the entrance to Sector 3, so that might be the reason why Breezy is not overtaking Chargers into these certain DRS zones coming up.
Yeah, and I see a lot of lockups as well from all of the drivers here coming into turn 12 right now and up into turn 14 for the last corner. And RAS Island, X Breezy, and Chargers are still in this little battle as Golderator jumps into the pits from his soft tire. He's going to be changing over, I'm guessing, probably to a medium. Let's see what sort of tire he puts on. No, it's going to be... Is that another soft tire that he's going on to? As now RESL is going down the inside of X Breezy as they're coming through turn 3. A little bit of a touch. And RES Silent loses the car. It had to go off the track, but he is good to go. I don't think there's any damage. No visible damage on the car. So he should be okay to continue. And but now he's a second behind X Breezy, so he's going to have to catch up to some of that time. Back at the front, Perry the Dog is still leading this Grand Prix, with QVR Packer in second place, about 0.6 of a second behind, with Snipper Pig in third, 0.8 of a second behind. But again, Snipper Pig for the second week in a row, qualifying on pole position, and unfortunately not being able to hold on to it for too long in the race. In this particular case, it wasn't even the first corner. He unfortunately lost the lead right off the bat there. But I have to say, those lights went out so quickly that it definitely caught some people napping. But QVR Packer now with the DRS, not using any of his overtake right now, catching up to Perry the Dog into turn 1, but not close enough. They're going to have to wait for this one as they are coming around a lapped car of Red Wing Racing.
Very interesting. So, yeah, they're going to have a little bit of traffic coming into this point. Would that help out the drivers ahead? I don't believe so. It looks like Red Wing Racing is is behind now. So nothing that they can do at this point. QVR Packer is still trying to make a move. Oh, is that the McLaren off? Oh, I was going to say that's one of the top positions, but I do believe it's the Red Wing. That's an Alpha. That's RSR Silent in the Alfa Romeo has just spun as well. What is going on at I do believe that's turn 5. That's Red Wing and RAS Silent there in the Alpha and the McLaren. So both drivers spun, and both drivers have issues with their car now. So that is so unfortunate for both drivers. But it looks like RAS Silent will have to pit and move down from positions. And I'm assuming the same thing with Red Wing as well. So unfortunate to see that, but that is the way it goes.
Yeah, wow, that was very sudden there. I'm not exactly sure what happened. We're going to possibly find out after the race, depending on where they're going to finish. But watching from aboard from Sniffer Pig, we watch as QVR Packer makes a little look on the inside of Ferry the dog, but then backs out of it before turn 1. And they're both going to have DRS once again. But this second run of DRS is very, very short as they're coming into turn 3. And yeah, I mean, right now QVR Packer seems to be in sort of like a holding pattern. He's attacking, he's gaining a little bit of time every lap or so, but then it seems like the middle sector especially, that gap sort of disappears, and we're watching right now as they're coming in through the chicane. He's getting closer and closer, but again, through the chicane they're losing a couple of tenths, and now he's going to possibly recover it towards the or the last corner. But that DRS straight, and pretty much all the DRS straights on this track, they're very short. There isn't really too much you can do to overtake. You only have the 2 zones. The first one is on the start-finish. The second one is on the exit of turn 1 into turn 2. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult track to overtake on. I think QVR Packer is doing the right thing, not wasting any overtake, and just waiting for Perry to make a mistake.
Yeah, it's literally just the waiting game at this point, because the mediums are going to start degrading at this point. Speaking of degrading, looks like Brazy may have had enough, because he's pitting, and what's very surprising, he is now pitting on a 13-lap-old medium tire, which could go a little bit longer. So he's opting, and he's going for the hards. He is going for the hard compound tire, so he believes that that strategy is the best at this point, and I don't blame him. The hards might be a good strategy. We don't know exactly. Sometimes they can be very terrible, sometimes they can be really good. So it's really just up to the driver, and it looks like Breezy is opting to go for that strategy, and this is actually good for him, because then he might be able to, with those fresher tires, might be able to catch these guys and overtake drivers like Chargers to get up into P4. So that'll be very interesting. Also, meanwhile, what's going on is Ryan versus F1 Racer for P7 in the Grand Prix. This is a nice little battle we might want to take a look at.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that I was actually on board with them watching that little battle, so that was a very nice move there from F1 Racer, overtaking on the outside of turn 2 and moving himself up a position. Back to the front here, Perry was closing up onto, QVR Packer was closing up to Perry very, very quickly as Sniffer Pig is jumping into the pits. He's the first one of the front runners that's electing to pit right now, and he's going onto a hard tire as well, so he's going for the one-stop expected strategy. QVR Packer right on the back of Perry, but again, just not quite close enough, especially when they're coming out of turn 1 into that second DRS zone. He starts gaining most of his time through there, but there isn't just enough space and enough of a track to make anything happen as they're now coming through turns 4 and 5. But very, very clean, very nice race from them. Chargers moves himself up into 3rd place for now because of Sniffer Pig making that pit stop. So Chargers is on a 14-lap medium tire, 4.2 seconds behind, gaining a little bit of time on the front 2 runners as well. And then behind Chargers, we've got Bam Bam in 4th place at the moment, 11.8 seconds behind Chargers. So quite a bit of a gap between 3rd and 4th. And Sniffer Pig is actually going to be quite happy about that gap, because once Chargers, QVR, and Perry pit, and it looks like they might be coming in right now. Both of them are, yeah. Perry and QVR both coming in into the pits.
Very interesting strategy by both. Now, honestly, I think they probably looked at Sniffer Pig, because the Red Bull of Snipper Pig, he went for the undercut strategy, so I bet Mercedes and Haas, or whoever their engineers are probably saying, pit now, because then, Snipper Pig, if you went out a little bit later, Snipper Pig would overtake you. But here comes the Red Bull. Is he going to overtake them? No, it looks like he comes out right behind. So that was the best strategy for Perry and Packer. But here comes Packer on Perry for the first place position. Is he going to make the overtake? He's going to go around the outside. Oh, there's a little bit of contact as well with the back tire of Perry the dog. And it looks like Packer just wants to get past as soon as possible. He's using all his ERS to try and get past. Here he comes. He's going to come through turn 4 now. Is he going to make the overtake? Not quite yet. It looks like he's going to go to the outside line. Maybe try and make the overtake. Perry goes wide. Is the Haas going to try and make the overtake? Down into turn 6 and 7. No, not quite yet. Perry locks up. Is Packer going to try and make an overtake into these sections of the track? I don't think he's going to do it. I think he has to wait a little bit longer, but will that hurt his Grand Prix later on? It might, because that might have been his only chance to get past Perry, but we'll find out in just a little bit.
Wow, that was a very, very close moment there with QVR Packer and Perry. Bam Bam is at the moment in the lead of this Grand Prix, has not pitted yet from the tire that he started on, which is that medium tire, but it looks like Bam Bam is coming into the pits now. So these guys are going to move back into the top 3 positions on the track right now. Perry the dog in first, QVR Packer in second, and Snipper Pig in his second outing in TCR Golden Class. Again, very, very close to possibly grabbing his first win after getting a second pole 2 weeks in a row. I am really rooting for the rookies this year, so I would really love to see what he can do. He definitely has a lot of potential, and especially in this race, I think that undercut, didn't gain him enough to overtake both of them, but it definitely saved him some time. He is much closer than he was before that pit stop. He's closer now to both of those front runners. So I think it definitely worked out for him in a little bit of a way as well. So I'm really hoping to see him possibly attack those guys. We've got a little bit of a train here with F1 racer Ryan and Chargers and X Breezy all following each other, with Chargers being very, very close to Ryan. As Ryan goes a little bit wide, they all run a little bit wide there through turn 11, and now coming into turn 12. They're going to be in the DRS zone of each other as they're going to be starting the next lap. I'm really looking to see if Chargers is going to possibly make a move. He's on the most freshest set of tires out of everybody else. So Ryan and F1 Racer looks like they pretty much pitted right at the start of the race, and they put on those hards. So now it's going to be a little bit of a different story.
It definitely will be.
Here comes Breezy. Here goes Breezy down the inside on Chargers and almost got Ryan through that one as well. Chargers is now blocked by Ryan. Oh, same TJ is out of this race. Same TJ has crashed on the exit. The same TJ crashed on the exit of turn 11, and X Breezy moves up into 5th place, but now Ryan is coming right back. I think there's a safety car.
Chargers and Silent. Yep, that is a safety car, because that's Chargers and Silent both crashed at turn 4. And I do believe that was Breezy and Ryan. They were going 3 wide into that section of the track. No room at all to do that. That was super unfortunate, because Chargers now might have wing damage to that. And Silent might have wing damage too, but I think they're both actually fine as I check that. But sorry to take off what you were saying there, Blinn. Satan TJ has retired in the session. And where did you say he crashed out?
It was on the exit of turn 11, the really quick right-hander, and that was just a VSC, so we are back to green flag racing now, and QVR Packer and Snipper Pig still out there battling for the lead of this race, with Perry being in the lead for now, and he's been pretty much in the lead since the start of the race, so he's doing a great job of defending that position, not cracking under the pressure, but these two guys are still chasing him down. X Breezy is looking at F1 Racer now. Right in front of him, F1 Racer pitted very early in the race and put on those hard tires, so he might be having to go in for another pit stop very, very soon. But wow, that move from X Breezy on Chargers and Ryan, absolutely incredible. And I think Ryan got cut out by that VSC a little bit. He did have a very good chance at Breezy to come back at him for P5, but unfortunately VSC came out and they had to back out of it. as F1 Racer runs really wide through turn 11 as well, and now running right through the next turn, or sorry, that wasn't turn 11, that was turn 8, and now coming in through, jeez, I'm getting everything confused. That was turn 5, and now coming in through 6 and 7 and 8, and X-Breezy makes the move, and he's up into 4th place.
Very interesting. So that's worked out for him, and you got to remember he is on fresh tires compared to F1 Racer and Ryan. So he's going to be on those tires are going to be really flying for him. So that's worked out really well for him. By the way, Chargers has he's re-catched up to these guys, and I don't think he has any damage. So it may have hurt him a little bit with that 3-wide moment into turn 2. But yeah, he's still all over the back and looking as ever to get that crucial position for, and look at that. That just proves it right there. Fastest lap at 1:17.710 in the Red Bull Racing car. Great lap by him. Can he catch up to Ryan and F1 Racer? That is the question. I do believe he will be able to. He's on 3-lap old tires compared to Ryan and F1 Racer, who are on 19 and 17-lap old tires. But then after that, it's all about Chargers versus Breezy. I think that's where the fight is right now, to see who can come out for that P4 position.
So one thing I'm starting to notice is turn 4 is starting to prove more and more tricky for a lot of these drivers. As they're coming in through there, they're starting to clip the outside of that curb, and they're starting to, go a little bit wider on the exit. So they've got to really watch out for that one, because that's another corner on this track that's really known to destroy cars. But at the front, it's still Perry the Dog and QVR Packer and Snipper Pig still very, very close to each other and still battling it out for the win of this race with 15 laps to go. We're now starting lap 21, and yeah, we are not done here yet. These guys are not giving up, and I'm sure QVR Packer is going to have something to say to Perry before this race is over. He's not going to let him have it that easily. He's got a lot of VRS. He's not using it and saving it up, really, really playing it smart and careful and cautious. So I think he might have a chance here. Chargers just overtook Ryan for P6 into turn 1. So that is Chargers up a position, and Ryan's going to have to chase him down. Chargers, however, has a penalty to his name. Let's take a look. He's got a 5 seconds, so must have been for speeding into the pits. That is unfortunate for Chargers. And since he's not making any more stops, he won't be able to serve that penalty, so he might drop a couple of positions at the end of the race. But he is very, very close to F1 Racer now as they're coming into the chicane of turn 6 and 7, and he is definitely lining up a move here pretty soon. Oh, we've got another yellow flag on the whole track. What's going on now?
Gold Raider retirement for the Haas driver. He's just had an incident at I do believe it's at the end of turn 1, right in between turn 1 and turn 2, as he comes down into that little DRS straight. Interesting to see how that works out. He becomes the 4th retiree of the Grand Prix. That is unfortunate for Gold Raider. I'm not sure what happened, to be honest. And I think, you know what, I've just realized the reason why he has retired, I do believe. I actually don't know exactly, but he did get a drive-through penalty, and I bet you he may be thinking that's just probably where my race concludes. So that could be the reason, it could be not. But the fact of the matter is that Gold Raider is out of the Grand Prix.
Alright, so we are down to only 16 runners in round 4, and the VSC is now lifted off. We're back to green flag racing. QVR Packer got a really good restart there, and now is getting closer and closer to Perry as they're coming in through turn 4 and into turn 5. Is QVR Packer going to think about a move here? Not quite yet, because Perry gets a really good run through there and a really good exit. So QVR Packer, though, he is starting to really, really smell his opportunities. I think he's probably going to pounce on him pretty soon. Snipper Pig also gains restart, and he is right on the back of QVR Packer. Wow, I mean, this battle for the lead has been going on since the start between these exact 3 drivers, and it's still going on, and I gotta say, it's just incredible to watch. I sort of, want to give some more airtime to all of the other drivers and all the other battles going on, but right now it seems like this is pretty much it. Perry is going into the pits. Perry is going to pit right now. He didn't have any damage or anything, so I think he's going to try and play a little bit of a different strategy on everyone else, or maybe force a 2-stop.
Drive through.
Oh, he's got a drive-through. Oh, no. So Perry down to third place right now. X Breezy is about to come through as well, so that's going to be a few more positions drop for Perry. Where is he going to come out? It looks like it's going to be about P6.
That is absolutely hurt his entire Grand Prix, as yeah, he's just come down P5, which is not what you want as you are battling for the race lead.
So that means QVR Packer is now the new lead of this Grand Prix. Just as I was saying that these three guys have been battling it out for the Grand Prix win, it looks like a penalty of speeding under the VSC has caught out Perry the dog, and he has a drive-through penalty that he just served. So he's now in 5th place on that same set of hard tires. And QVR Packer and Snipper Pig are now in 1st and 2nd, with X Breezy taking 3rd place for now, but he is 10.5 seconds behind Snipper Pig, and he's got Chargers with a penalty of his own, though, right on his back as well.
Yeah, Chargers does have a 5-second. I thought it would drive. I was like, not another driver, but Chargers thankfully only has a 5-second penalty. So unfortunate to see how that worked out, but yeah, it's the way it goes. Like you said, Chargers all the way back at Brazy. I feel like he's got more pace now on these hards than he had on the medium, so really interesting to see how it works out. But look at the closing speed Chargers has against Breezy as he come down into turn 1. He won't overtake the racing point, but that's to be expected because of course he's a little bit further away to make the moves. So I think he has to keep this patient and wait. I remember in the silver class race, and this is just my experience, but I was behind a driver for I think it was like 5 or so laps. I just could not get past. But you don't want to go for like a late dive bomb because that could completely change your entire race. You want to make sure that you know what you're doing. You pick and choose your battles. That's literally what it is. So I think Chargers is doing the right move here. Don't go for the move quite yet. Gotta wait till you're a little bit closer to Breezy and then overtake him.
Wow, a lot of drama happening here very, very suddenly. A retirement, causing a VSC, causing a drive-through for Perry, causing the front lineup of the people on the track to completely shuffle around, with QVR Packer now leading, Snipper Pig in 2nd, and X Breezy in 3rd, but Chargers is very, very close to X Breezy, and he is definitely trying to line up a move on him as soon as possible. He's going to have the chance of using DRS coming out of the last corner here and onto the start-finish straight. Let's see if that's going to help him close up that gap. He's got a really good exit out of that last corner. Here he comes with DRS and overtake engaged as well. Down the inside on X Breezy into turn 1. And he's going to take that position, but now X Breezy gets a pretty good run through the back there, but Charger still has a DRS because the detection zone is the same detection zone for both of those DRS zones, and that one is actually right at turn 14, so Chargers is up into P3 right now. If this is... Oh, and it looks like Snipper Pig has overtaken QVR Packer. I am so sorry, I'm not sure how we missed that, but Snipper Pig is now leading this Grand Prix.
He just did that. I barely saw it at the end. He literally just did that as you said that. So we caught it right at that moment. So good for that. But Snipperpig has overtaken QVR Packer. That is crucial. This is the biggest moment all race. Now we're on lap 25. 10 laps remaining in the Grand Prix. Can Snipperpig take home his first race win in his first official race in TCR Golden Class? Wouldn't that be incredible? But Packer is not giving this up. He has to re-overtake Snipperpig. Is he going to make the overtake? He's not using any ERS, which is very surprising from the Haas driver, and he's not going to get past. If I were QVR Packer, I'd get past as fast as I can, and then just make sure you defend as much as possible, because Snipperpig might continue to get ahead, but we'll have to see how that works out. By the way, Perry the dog is back on the chase for P1. I don't know if he'll be able to get it, but at the moment, he's going to be trying to overtake for P3, so he's going to join that battle with Breezy and Chargers. So great to see that. So we're going to have not just a nice little battle for P1 and P2, but a nice little battle between 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Alright, that's exactly what we want to see here, and this is that second escalation point that I was talking about in the race where, you know, we got spread out for a little bit, but now we're all back up together, and some people are on a mission to get through to some higher positions, and that's exactly what brings out some great racing in this league. So Snipperpig currently leading QVR Packer in 2nd after that overtake that just happened a lap ago, and Chargers in 3rd, but quite a long way behind. And also also under pressure from both X Breezy and Perry the dog. Perry was in the lead of the race for most of the race until the VSC, the second VSC of the race came out, and he got a speeding under VSC penalty that caused him to do a drive through the pits. So that brought him back down to 5th place, where he is now on the charge trying to make up those positions. But this is absolutely incredible to watch here. This is only round 4 of the season 11, and so far Golden Class has been doing an absolutely incredible job. They have a really good mix of returning drivers, of drivers moving up from Silver Class into Golden Class, as well as some brand new drivers that came out of nowhere, like Snipperpig, like QVR Packer, like Perry the Dog. These guys have been really shaking things up in this season, and just like Seafreeze, the creator of this league, I am a person who really likes the underdog, the rookie, and the person who can come in and shake things up and cause some drama, and that's exactly what we're seeing here so far. If you're watching the stream, guys, thank you so much for your support of our league. Thank you for watching. Leave us some more likes, send in some more comments. We love reading your comments. We love talking to you guys, and we really appreciate you guys watching. Also, check out the links in the video description for the TCR shop, where you can buy some stickers and support the league that way as well. And you can also check out the link in there for the Fanatec affiliation for our sponsorship with them as well. If you use the link in the description, you will be supporting the league by buying some equipment for yourself. So it's a win-win. It's a great company, and we really appreciate your support and also their support. So check out all of those links in the description. But we are now on lap 28 of 35 here tonight in the Hungaroring in Hungary, and Snipperpig is coming under pressure from QVR Packer after making the over. So he's got to hold it out for 7 more laps, and he could have his first win in TCR in his second race, and only his first full-time driver race in this class. Absolutely incredible stuff. So let's stay with this battle. Let's see how this is going to end up.
Yeah, we're just going to find out what's going to happen with this, because it's literally coming down to the wire here. We're on lap 28 out of 35 laps. And literally at the front, it's just coming down to Snipperpig and QVR Packer for the first place. Unfortunate to see what happened to Perry the dog. Really, really sad, not sad day, but just a difficult day, I want to say. That's the word I was thinking of. A difficult day for Mercedes as Bats Plus out of the Grand Prix on the first couple of laps. Perry the dog with a unfortunate result that came into the drive-through penalty. It's unfortunate to see, but it's the way it goes. And speaking of Perry the dog, he's going to try and make a move on Breezy for P4. So let's see how that works out for the Mercedes driver. Is he going to get past into P4 ahead of that pink Mercedes? We'll see how that works out in just a few minutes. I'm assuming Perry, if he can't grab the win, he's going to want to go for the podium. So we'll have to see how that works out and see who comes out on top. But up at the front, QVR Packer on Snipperpig for P1. They're only about 0.4 of a second in between each other, but now the big thing is they have traffic ahead of them. And I gotta agree with Blinn. Right now, I want Snipperpig to get a good result because he is the underdog driver. But right now, we got QVR Packer trying to make a move on Snipperpig because he's just made a little mistake there. The Red Bull is under pressure quite a bit from QVR Packer. He's all over the back of that Red Bull. But the thing that's going to help him quite a bit, Snipperpig, is that he will be able to get the DRS of the drivers ahead. I do believe if he does not grab that, that's really, really going to affect his result. Let's see if he does get it. Looks like he does, but Jones, oh my goodness, Jonas just spun, and I think he almost hit QVR Packer and Snipperpig, and look at this, there goes QVR Packer. That helped him out to try and go side by side with the race leader. Oh my goodness, this is great racing for P1.
Oh, wow. I mean, I was just about to say that crucially, it's not just traffic, but it was battling traffic of TCR Jones and Drizmic. And TCR Jones just losing the back end of the car on the exit of the last corner, spinning the car one way and then spinning it the other way and just barely missing both of the race leaders. I mean, if anything was to happen there, that would be absolutely ridiculous. And now Drizmic getting in the way of QVR Packer. And that was a little bit of contact between those two. So now lapped cars and traffic is getting in the way of the leaders with 5 laps to go here. This is absolutely unbelievable scenes right now happening in this late stage of this race. And Oh my goodness, I'm just going to stay on board with these two because QVR Packer is clearly trying to make a move. He's clearly trying to pick out a moment to try and overtake Snipperpig, but Snipperpig is not having it. He's still going to defend it through the traffic and through everything he can. This is going to be an incredible finish to this race, whichever way it goes.
Yeah, this is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Like you said, I'm going to stay on board with these two because we're really just fighting for the race win here. This is our battle for these positions, and we'll have to see how it works out. As yellow flag, that's a Williams off the track. I do believe that might be prudent in the Williams in 14th place. Fortunate to see what happened there. I don't think he's out, as Perry does get past Breezy, so a little bit of move going further down the table. Perry the dog has got past the P4. Will Breezy fight back? He's using everything he can, but Perry's got the DRS, and that advantage goes to the Mercedes driver, so Perry finally gets ahead, and now he's going to start chasing after Chargers, but up at the front, Packer still all over the back of Snipperpig. This is getting really, really tight between these guys, so Snipperpig just has to make sure that he defends as much as possible from Packer and use all that power onto the main straight. So we'll have to find out how this works out between these two drivers, because it's literally just down to these four last laps of the Grand Prix to see who comes out on top here today at Golden Class.
Oh man, this tension is making me nervous. I have no idea what could still happen in this race, but I gotta applaud Snipperpig because recovering from third to first. Of course, Perry the dog had that drive-through penalty that sort of, aided that whole situation, but still, Snipperpig holding back QVR Packer with everything he's got right now as they're still on the start-finish straight. QVR Packer with DRS and using his overtake. He's going to go down the inside into turn 1. He's going to right the curb a little bit there. There's going to be a little bit of a contact. And Snipperpig gets pushed a little bit there, a little touch, and he's going to be down into second place. QVR Packer making an overtake for the lead once again with 3 laps to go, and now Snipperpig has to chase him back down again.
Wow, that was very, very intense there. Packer just a little bit of a squeeze off the track, but he knows he has to get past as much as possible. I think it might have been just a racing incident. I don't think it has to be reported to the stewards or anything like that, but that's for the drivers to take a look at, and for the stewards to take a look at, of course. But yeah, Snipperpig down to P2. That is very interesting, and he's a little bit further away from Packer, so he has to start closing up. He has to start using that ERS that he has. He's got about 60% ERS. He has to close up to Packer here and get ahead of the Haas driver to be able to take away this win. This is coming down to the wire. I'm on the edge of my seat. This is true racing.
Yeah, I mean, I have no words left right now to describe this battle. It's absolutely unbelievable. And honestly, I'm kind of sad that Perry the dog got his penalty, because I feel like this could have been a 3-horse race between these three. Imagine if all 3 of them were going side by side and battling it out. That would have been even more incredible, but this is absolutely unbelievable action going on here. With only 2 laps to go, we're on lap 33 of 35. Snipperpig is very close behind QVR Packer after being overtaken just about a lap ago, and now he's gonna have to push with his DRS, with DRS1 available and everything else he's got to close up, but he is definitely not giving up. This guy is on a mission. He missed out on a possible win in Monaco, and I don't think he wants to miss out on another opportunity like that here tonight. We've got only a couple of laps to go, as I mentioned, so we're going to try and stay on board with these two as much as possible. We've also got a little battle going on for P7 right now with Ryan and Bam Bam very close to each other there as well. Other than that, RAS Silent has just made a pit stop, and it looks like he's putting on a soft tire, and Dre Diggy is making a pit stop as well on lap 33, so very, very late pit stops. I think they might be going for the fastest lap here to try and get an extra point to their name. Snipperpig very, very close to QVR Packer on the exit of the last corner right now, using his ERS, using his DRS. He's going to be coming up into turn 1. Oh, QVR Packer is going to block the inside. Snipperpig is going to go around the outside. They're going to make another little touch there again. Snipperpig making a little bit, getting pushed out a little bit, but now he's got the DRS coming into the next corner. He's going to dive down the inside. He's going to make a touch, and he's going to spin. He spun out the car a little bit there on the exit of turn 2, and unfortunately that's going to give QVR Packer a 6-second gap in front, and now Chargers is going to be right on the back of Snipperpig. Very, very unfortunate for Snipperpig. I cannot believe it, but that was a very ambitious dive down the inside as well into turn 2. I mean, he had to go for it. You could definitely see the opening there, but yeah, just lost the car a little bit there, and nothing he could have done. Very, very unfortunate, but at least he'll have a podium here today no matter what. At least bring the car home, and you'll have a nice amount of points.
Yeah, I think he'll be thinking about that one and probably saying, I probably should have gone for that move, but that is the way it goes in motorsport. You live on, you keep going, you keep racing, and hopefully he'll be able to come back with from this one stronger. It's the way it goes. I think he probably shouldn't have gone for that dive bomb. Maybe waited a little bit longer, but you got to remember, viewers, this is his first race as a full-time racer. That is something that you don't see very often, so it's just really great to see how this works out for him. Hopefully he gets this podium. I think he will. He might be under pressure from his teammate, but I do believe we are on the final lap of the race. Nothing will change. I do believe it will be QVR Packer taking home the win with Snipper Pig and Chargers in the Red Bull Racing cars rounding off the podium.
Yeah, as long as nothing else happens, I think QVR Packer is going to have another one to his name, and if he does bring it home intact, that's going to be 2 weeks in a row for him. But right now, Ryan is still closing up to Bam Bam on the last lap of this race. There could still be a change of positions there. At the moment, Chargers is in P3, but of course he does have a penalty to his name of 5 seconds, so that will drop him down to, I think, P5 or, yeah, P5. And that means Perry will get a podium after all of that, all of the calamities that he's had in this race as well. But QVR Packer, he started this race, I am pretty sure, in P2, recovered the position very, very quickly right off the bat. He's rounding up the last corner, he comes across the line, and he wins round 4 in Golden Class Season 11 of TCR. It's QVR Packer winning in the Hungarian. Snipper Pig, in his first full-time race here in TCR, gets P2, and brilliant performance, was very, very close to the win there. Perry the Dog with a P3 after Chargers penalty. Chargers in P4. X Breezy is going to be in P5. We've got F1 racers coming across the line in just a few moments, but yeah, quite a big spread of cars here at the finish. But QVR Packer and Snipper Pig, wow, that battle towards the end, I mean, what else can you ask for?
I know, right? What an amazing battle. That's a very, very respected battle, I gotta say, between both drivers. They did a great job to just battle back and forth, giving us some extreme excitement on the commentary. That was incredible. Great to see racing like that in Golden Class. That was very, very good racing between both drivers. One had to win. It was QVR Packer. So congrats to him. He takes home his 3rd win of the season in Golden Class. And also congrats to Snipper Pig as well. His first full-time race in Golden Class to 2nd place. And of course, Perry the Dog coming home for P3. Congrats. And congrats to the rest of the drivers as well. They did an incredible job. But yeah, I'm just speechless, really. It's an incredible race we just witnessed here at Hungary.
Absolutely. I have to say it was very, very exciting from start to finish. There was a lot going on. There was a couple of incidents. We had 4 DNFs that were quite major crashes on the track. We had a safety car and a couple of VSEs. And after everything was said and done, it's QVR Packer with the win 2 weeks in a row and 3 out of 4 rounds in Season 11. Driz Mick gets Driver of the Day. And I think pretty deserving of that. He started very low down the field and finished, I think, in the top 10 somewhere. So great job from him. But yeah, QVR Packer, Snipper Pig, and Perry the Dog on the top 3 steps there and spraying the champagne after what was a very difficult and definitely very exciting round 4 here in the Golden Class.
Yeah, very, very phenomenal race we just witnessed here today at Hungary. Really was phenomenal because, of course, there's not many overtaking opportunities here, and it's great to see it. So, yeah, congrats to all our drivers, and yeah, what an incredible race we just witnessed here at Golden Class.
So QVR Packer, Snipper Pig, and Perry in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then we have Chargers, X Breezy in 4th and 5th. 6th, F1 Racer. 7th was Bam Bam. 8th was Ryan. 9th was Silent. And 10th was Dre Diggy taking the last point of this race. The fastest lap was 1:15.5 from RAS Silent. Great job on that one. We've got Drizmic in 11th, Jones in 12th, You Have the Giggle in 13th, Red Wing in 14th. We have Prudent in 15th place, McLaren P1 in 16th, and then Golden Raider, Sim TJ, Bats, and JXW Gaming, unfortunately, did not make it to the end of this race. Well, I mean, this was an incredible race. There's not much else we can add to that, but the only thing that we can add is that we're going to get our top 3 finishers into the party with us, and we're going to hear from them in just a few moments. We're just working on that right now, and I can't wait, honestly, to hear from a couple of them, especially as we get down to that. I see that we've got a couple of the people joining up right now, and we're just about to go into the showroom so we can start the interviews there. But again, thank you guys to everyone who's been watching this second part of the stream tonight. Unfortunately, we did have a little bit of a start calamity, a little bit of an error that caused us to start a new stream, but I really appreciate everybody joining back up very quickly and all of your support throughout tonight. So thank you guys again as we're getting the drivers in. I think we do have Perry the dog with us, do we?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, awesome. Well, let's start with you then, getting that P3. I mean, of course, you were at the lead of the race for most of that first sort of part of that particular Grand Prix. And then when that second VSC came out, it looked like you got a drive-through penalty for speeding, which obviously, put you back quite a few positions. But when all things were said and done, with Charger's penalty, actually 10 seconds of penalties to his name, you ended up still getting that P3. So tell us about that roller coaster of emotions, I guess, throughout that race.
I mean, it really wasn't. I would say it was probably the least emotional race this season. I had a good qualifying in the wet, and just happened to get a better start than Sniper. But I think obviously, Packer was faster, and Sniper was probably faster than me. But the way nature of Hungary, just impossible to pass usually, and I had a good setup where I got good exits, so Packer was unable to get around. And obviously, I had the VSC and a little bit too careless with looking at the delta, and just popped under the delta on the exit of the corner right when the VSC ended. So that was definitely my fault. It was a little bit, I was upset for that one lap, and then just kind of when I started the drive-through, just kind of put my head down and tried to battle back, obviously able to make up one spot, and then obviously depending on what Chargers penalty ends up with, either third or fourth. So I made a mistake. I'm glad. I really don't think I would have probably ended up winning anyway, so congrats to Packer and those guys, and obviously we'll try again next Wednesday.
All right, and tell us a little bit just about driving the Hungaroring tonight, especially in qualifying. You guys had a wet qualifying to deal with. How did that feel, and overall, do you like this track? Did you enjoy it?
I really, don't really like this track, but I mean, when I was in first, I liked the fact that you couldn't really pass, so that was good at that point. But other than that, I mean, it's not a very exciting track. It's actually probably one of my better races I've ever had here, just considering I didn't spin or hit a curb somewhere. So, it was good to get through, and look forward to a couple weeks from now. So.
All right, Broom. Any questions for Perry the dog?
I do have one for you. I just want to ask you quickly about that drive-through penalty. So we didn't really see exactly how you got that. I think, if I remember correctly, there was a virtual safety car that did come out. Did you get that drive-through penalty under that? And after that drive-through penalty that you did serve, of course, in the pit lane, what was your motive going into the rest of the race? Did you have a feeling that you were going to be able to catch up to the podium and get ahead?
It was the VSC and it was the Delta, and it was really weird because the last VSC I really backed off and then tried to go right when you have like a huge Delta built up. But the last time, turns 1 and 2 really just caught up with the Delta, and I didn't go slow enough, so that's on me. But after serving the drive-through, I knew that there was a few guys ahead. I knew hard tires were in pretty decent shape, so I was just going to try to push, keep it clean, and see if I could make up some time. Obviously, I got by a racing point and had to use pretty much all my ERS to get by him just because it's so hard to pass. So it was a fun time, definitely after, probably more fun after getting the penalty really than just having to battle back. So.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the P3. I think it was a really good recovery. All things considered, there, a good amount of points for you as well. And since Chargers did not have the best race with those 2 penalties to his name, that means that you're gonna stick around in P2 in the overall standings. So good luck in season 11.
All right, thanks, guys.
Alrighty, so let's move on now to one person that I've been really waiting to talk to since last week because, as I said, I definitely like rookies coming into the league and shaking things up, and I always cheer for the underdog. But Snipperpick is definitely no underdog because he came in Monaco as a reserve, got pole position, had a really, really good, first stint in that race, and then unfortunately had a little bit of an incident. But coming into this one, another pole position in your first full-time race as a full-time driver in TCR Golden Class in the Red Bull, and another pole position, another really good drive, a little bit of an issue off the start. So I want you to start with that. Tell us what happened there.
Yeah, I have a bit of a history of terrible starts. I race in another league on Sundays, and that is kind of my thing, to where I qualify on pole and then fall down to P4 by the first turn. But yeah, I just kind of got a little too much wheel spin off the start, and I just didn't go anywhere. Yeah, just not a whole lot I could have done about it.
And also, I mean, we never got to talk to you in Monaco, but of course, pole position there, pretty good start to the race, and then you had a little bit of an incident. I think it was with either Sequid or QVR Packer. How did you feel about that race overall, and were you feeling motivated going into Hungary?
Yeah, I guess so. I had a little bit more confidence going in this one, knowing that I could, compete with the top guys. But yeah, in Monaco, I really messed up the strategy. I shouldn't have put on the hards, and then I didn't anticipate how cold they would be going into the casino. I just went really deep and then lost position, obviously. But yeah, I think I'll enter next week with a lot more confidence than I did this week, and hopefully it'll go a little bit better.
All right, Broom, some questions for Snipperpick.
Yeah, I do. Firstly, I want to say congrats on the podium, mate. You really show that you have the pace to be in Golden Class. I just want to say real quickly, coming into this season, you're a rookie into this race. Now, other drivers, we're already in round 4, of course. Other drivers have already been racing wheel to wheel. You come in kind of 2 to 3 races into the season, and you're already showing that you have the material to win for the championship. Do you think you have a really good chance of getting some consistent points going into the season? You mentioned that you'll have a lot more confidence going into the next race in Golden Class. Do you think you'll be able to challenge for consistent wins and possibly even the championship?
Yeah, I think the goal is somewhat consistent podiums every week. I mean, I haven't even looked at the championship standings, honestly, but I doubt there's anything there. Maybe, I don't know, maybe my goal should be like P3, P4 in the championship by the end of the season. But yeah, really the goal is just consistent podiums and then maybe a few wins here and there.
Wow, okay, well, congrats again on P2 here tonight. Welcome to TCR, welcome to Golden Class. Honestly, I'm going to be rooting for you for the rest of this season because I want to see what else you can do here. So, yeah, congrats on P2 and good luck for the rest of Season 11.
All right, thank you guys.
Alrighty, so now we've got our winner, Perry the dog. And what car are you in, Perry? I keep on forgetting. It's the Mercedes, right?
Don't you mean KVR Packer?
Oh, I mean, sorry, QVR Packer in the Haas. That's right. That's who we're talking. Oh my goodness, I don't know what happened to me there. Sorry, guys. QVR Packer, you're in the Haas, right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Sorry about that. Long day, long race, but congratulations on the win here today. It was a tough one for you. You really had to battle it out for it. I mean, Perry was leading for most of the race. Then he got that drive-through. Then you had to battle it out with Snipper Pig until the end. It's sort of like a replay from Monaco of last week. So, how did you feel throughout the race, and how does it feel to get another win to your name?
Yeah, it's nice. Obviously, the race didn't exactly end how I would have ideally wanted it to end. I would have liked to have a last lap battle with Snipper Pig, but there's a little bit of an incident there. But being behind Perry the dog, I felt like I could have had more pace, but the dirty air was just holding me back a little bit. But once he got the drive-through, I was able to go on clean air, but I didn't expect Snipper Pig to instantly go for it, so that kind of threw me off a little bit. But yeah, the battle we had right at the end of the race was pretty nice. It's just unfortunate with the incident.
And I mean, this is second week in a row that you get a win. It's also 3 wins in 4 races. So, you know, your confidence and your motivation level are, I would imagine, should be pretty high right now. We're going to have a week off, though, next week, and then we're going to be back for Belgium, which is a very dangerous, very quick, very tight racetrack. So, you know, how are you feeling about your momentum? You've got this really good momentum going for the last couple of weeks. We're going to sort of have a little bit of a break now. Do you feel that's going to affect your momentum going into Belgium at all, or is that going to give you possibly an advantage of more time to get ready?
Well, I guess more time to get ready, considering Belgium is one of my worst tracks, I guess. Or, like, 3 out of the 4 tracks in this first little segment of the season I'm not that great at. Monaco is, as was shown last week, one of my favorite tracks, so hopefully I can carry this momentum into Belgium. It'd be really, really nice, especially over the break week. It'd be nice to have that break, though, and then maybe prepare a little bit or a little bit longer than I did for Hungary. I wasn't exactly sure if I was going to be here tonight, so yeah, I didn't exactly get as much practice I would have liked to put in, but hopefully I can change that for Belgium and have a little bit of a more comfortable win than here tonight.
All right, Broom, your questions for our winner tonight.
Yeah, I just have a quick little question here. I'm going to echo Blynn's word here and kind of just continue on what he was saying. We were saying that the your momentum into this racing, your consistency by grabbing consistent podiums and wins, all that sort of thing. You've already taken 3 wins out of the 4 races we've had in this season. I'd say that's pretty impressive over how competitive Golden Class is. Where do you see yourself at the end of the championship going forward? Do you think you have the chance of continuing this pace and be able to consistently grab wins to be able to overhaul everyone else to be able to take home the championship? Do you have a position where you're going to finish?
Well, obviously, I think winning the championship is obviously the goal. It's the goal for, it should be the goal for all drivers in the Golden Class and all the classes, just in general. But it would be nice to win the championship, obviously, but most of the tracks on the season, or on Season 11's calendar, are not too great for me. I think I just counted off of the schedule while you're talking. I think only 4 out of 12 tracks are tracks that I'm pretty decent at, so it'll be a little bit of a struggle. So hopefully we can get there in the end, and it might just go down to the wire if I can. If I don't make mistakes, or if I do make mistakes. Sorry.
All right, so that is it there. Thank you so much again to all the drivers. QVR Packer, congratulations again on another win, and good luck for the rest of Season 11 to you as well.
Thank you.
All right, so yeah, again, huge thank you to all of the drivers that joined us in the post-race interviews, but also a massive thank you to all of the drivers from the Golden Class for putting on another incredible race for us to watch here tonight. I think especially towards the end of that race, we got amazing battling for the win, for P3, for P5. There was people battling it out everywhere. We had a couple of incidents that definitely shook things up as well. Broomhandle, any other thoughts about this race?
Oh, it was an incredible race. It really was. I was so happy to be here. It was kind of a last minute thing because I was like, kind of busy with my day, and then I found out there was not going to be a co-commentator to commentate with you. And I was like, I want to commentate that race because that looks absolutely phenomenal. It truly was. So really just glad to be commentating for TCR, of course. Hopefully I'll be able to do it again. I got a pretty busy week on Waves, but yeah, I was able to squeeze a few races in and hopefully more to come. But yeah, just say congrats to our top 3 drivers and congrats to the entire grid for doing an absolutely phenomenal job out there on track. Can't wait to see what happens in the rest of the TCR championship. Of course, next up is Belgium, my favorite track of all time in racing. So hopefully that will be interesting in all classes. So yeah, just can't wait, and thanks so much for having me here.
Alright guys, and we're gonna wrap it up there, but we're gonna be back again tomorrow night with the Platinum class race here at the Hungaroring for their round 4 of season 11. So definitely join us tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, we're gonna be back on our channel streaming that race for you as well. But other than that, again, huge thank you to everybody who's been watching so far. Check out the links in the description of the video for the TCR shop, and you can purchase some stickers provided to us by Sticky Fingers Canada. You can also check out the link in there for our affiliate sponsor Fanatec. If you want to get some gear for yourself and set up a racing sim rig, it's going to be really incredible. Honestly, you're not going to regret it. And Fanatec are definitely a company that will have some great gear for you to choose from. If you use the link in our description, you'll also be supporting the league in doing so. So definitely check it out. Other than that, huge thank you to all the drivers, all the officials and stewards, and everybody else who works on TCR every single week. Broomhandle, massive thank you to you as well for joining me in the booth once again.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, and great to be commentating with you, Blin, on this amazing Hungarian Grand Prix.
Awesome. So everybody who's been watching, thank you guys once again. Leave us a quick like, leave another comment if you haven't yet. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any other races in our 3 classes, silver, gold, and platinum. And platinum, again, will be back tomorrow night, so join us then. But up until then, it's been a great race here tonight. Thanks again, and have a great night.